What up, though, y'all? It's Chris broadcasting to you from the D. And we got breaking news this morning. Really terrible news. There's been a Minnesota lawmaker killed and a couple other shot. There's four shot total. Two have passed away. Two are recovering after surgery. So you have Senator John Hoffman. He and his wife were shot. They were in their home. This was around 2 a.m. They were shot multiple times each, but they managed to survive. They're recovering after surgery right now. Uh, Melissa Hortman, though, and her husband Mark, they were also shot and killed this morning just 2 hours later at 4 a.m. They have not survived. This this is really a doozy here, man, and you guys are gonna see why when I read more of the details. The suspect was disguised as law enforcement. That's how he was able to get close to them, because he went from one residence to another. The way he was able to slip in and do what he did was because he was disguised as law enforcement. He did end up having some sort of encounter with the other law enforcement that they had there, and this was at the second residence. But he was able to get away, but he left his car behind, and I'm gonna tell you guys in a second what he found in his car, or what was found in his car. But listen to this. He is a former appointee of Tim Walz. How's that for nutty? This is the same guy who was running for VP on Kamala's ticket, who said infamously, "I've become friends with school shooters." You guys remember that? Like he said that, and that was absolutely disastrous. Just Tim Walz, I don't know. I have nothing against him as a man, but as a politician, I really don't know what he's good for. He just seems like somebody that just has no idea what he's doing. I don't know how he's managed to last in politics as long as he has, but I mean, in fairness, Kamala has, right? So I guess knowing what you're doing is not required. He had a list of targets. This is something that was left behind in his vehicle. He had a list of targets, so he hit them. They were on his list, and he had others on there. They've not said at this time anyway who else was on his would-be hit list. Another thing in his car, there were a bunch. It was like a big stack of No Kings flyers. So, No Kings, where we heard that before, right? No Kings is the organization that is funding these protests. Remember we had the video where the guy was talking about he was approached by an organization called No Kings, and I made a video talking about No Kings protests going to be happening here today. This video is probably going to get dropped before it, though. So at the time of you guys watching this, look forward to that one, because that one's coming. No Kings is here as I record this, doing their protest in multiple areas. A few of them are near me. I'm in downtown Detroit. So one of the protest demonstrations is supposed to be here. Another one is supposed to be in Troy. Another one is supposed to be in Ferndale. Here in the city, we really don't take kindly to outsiders coming here on some dumb stuff. So I don't recommend that they come here with that same energy that they are exuding in New York and Chicago and LA, because it's just not healthy to bring that type of energy here. We do not tolerate that stuff from outsiders. Uh, Troy, I'm not worried about Troy. The police are not going to allow Troy to fall under any sort of harm whatsoever. The police will absolutely keep that situation together. And Ferndale is extremely liberal, like really over the top liberal, super heavy rainbow community, which is exactly what those far left liberals like. So they're not going to do anything to Ferndale. The only thing I'm worried about is the city, and I'm only limitedly worried about the city because I know how proud Detroiters are of being Detroiters. We do not take kindly to that outside crap. People being bussed here or driving here or flying a plane here, whatever. They think they going to nut up here and then go back to wherever. No, I'm telling you, coming here with that energy may be the last decision that you ever make. You may not make it home coming here with that. This is just keeping it a buck. I'm not even a gangster. I'm just somebody that understands how my city operate. You come here with that energy, you may not make it home. You getting arrested is actually the more favorable outcome if you come here with that stuff, because if the streets get a hold of you, you're not going home. You know, it's just that simple. There's a description of the suspect. He is a white male and he's wearing body armor, considered to be armed and dangerous. Yeah, that goes without saying. So there's a few things here that I find to be very interesting. I find it super interesting that this guy has ties to Tim Walz. He was an appointee of him. I find it extremely interesting that he had these no Kings flyers. I mean, this guy was obviously left, you know, seemingly radicalized left. And here's the thing. When you put a battery in these people back, you go out and you encourage them to behave badly. You put this nonsensical, you know, nonsense in their head, this fear mongering, orange man bad and all this other stuff. He's a dictator and all that. When you radicalize your far left base, don't be surprised when they start acting out and doing things that you may not have expected, because once they've been radicalized, they really can't be trusted. They may deem some of you and your base to be part of the problem. So understand that when you put a battery in these people back and get them all charged up, you know, to go out there and do stuff, there is the element of uncertainty. Okay, you run the risk of them reaching a point where you can't control them anymore. You can't manipulate them anymore. You can't reach them anymore. They're off on their own doing what it is that they believe to be righteous, and you're not going to be able to you're not going to be able to talk them down out of it. So we don't know exactly what his motive is here. Obviously, it was politically motivated because he went after two politicians and their spouses. But just, man, where the heck is this going? I'll continue to follow this. For those of you that are interested, I'll you know, as more details are shared on this, because this was like today this happened. As more details with this become available, I'll kick it to y'all, man. So I'm gonna leave it there. Hit me with a like if you like what I do. Hit me with a sub if you like what I do, and hit me in them comments. I'm gonna holler at y'all. Peace.